Kia Umtata said is, what I want to say is that as members of ruling coalition and members of government, we are proud of Gen Z for standing up for their rights. As the president said yesterday, and the government, we are willing and ready to listen to the young people who are coming out to protest. The right to demonstration and picketing is a constitutional right under the law, Article 37, and they have a right to do it anywhere across the country. We appreciate that most of these demos has been largely peaceful across the city here and across the country. What I want to request the Gen Z, as you demonstrate, kindly let's have documentation on what you are doing. And number two, let's have a structured way of engaging. Like a petition, because the standing orders and the constitution provides that you can make a peaceful procession and petition parliament so that we have a structured way of engaging. We have also to appreciate that this finance bill is a bill that has already been with us since 1963. The budget that we have today, and I want to talk to many Gen Zs, who majority of them, 46,000 of them are going to be employed permanent and pensionable. In the budget, we have allocated 17.9 billion. We are going to employ 20,000 interns under the JSS program. So all these resources need money at the end of the day. And therefore, as farmers, where I come from, we have allocated 10 billion to fertilizer. We have allocated 2.5 million to milk and KCC in terms of price rationalization. What I'm saying, in short, that this budget needs to be financed. To the young people, you have had Finya computer Taptengele and get dollars. We ensure that in every ward, we shall construct an ICT hub so that the generation we have, Gen Z, no longer, unlike us, millennials, where we used to go to farm to take care of cows, to dig. Nowadays, they are good with the phones and they can work virtually and earn their living. That ICT projects across the country needs financing. The only way the president can raise the revenue is through collecting taxes. And I want to assure the country, because I've seen a lot of misrepresentation. There is no VAT on bread. There is no VAT on edible oils. There is no motor vehicle tax. There is no VAT on transportation of sugarcane. All those, and in fact, I have run, because I've seen, and there is an amendment to land laws, because I'm a lawyer. That land law amendment will come independently. It is not in the finance bill. I have had people complaining about rising of road maintenance levy fund. That will come as a separate amendment under the another Act of RMF Act. So this finance bill of 2024, there were many contentious clauses, but as you are aware, those clauses are going to be amended tomorrow. We have 64 amendment clauses to the finance bill of 2024 tomorrow before the National Assembly. You know, money bill is a preserve of the National Assembly, so we expect those amendments to be done immediately and ensure that we process. Finally, is that Kenyans and our young sisters and brothers should know that a bill goes through a lot of process. When a bill is published, it is read the first reading at the floor of the Parliament. Let me use the word Parliament because it means the Senate and the National Assembly under Article 93, Constitution 2010. When it is read the first time, it is committed to the committee. On the finance bill, it was committed to Committee of Finance and Budget, and you have just seen the chair worked here, Chairman Molo, Member of Parliament Kimani Kuria. They go and do public participation under Article 118. And I want to thank Kenyans who appeared for public participation. And I want to encourage Gen Z, in future, when you hear something being made before Parliament, you have a right to go under Article 118 and do public participation and say, I don't like this part, I like this part. So that one was done, the report was tabled, second reading was done. In second reading, so that for the benefit of many Kenyans, because they have developed interest, is only debate. Now, tomorrow, it is going to Committee of the Whole. The Committee of the Whole is where you can amend, where you think you improve or you don't want, you can now amend and delete. And then after that, you vote clause by clause, and then finally at the third reading, you do the final vote. Finally, on the politics around it, I want to say respectfully, no one has dismissed the young people. We are not, and I want to say that we want to ask the police to restrain themselves. Personally, I've been a victim of police harassment, intimidation, and arrest in the last couple of years. I want to appeal the police to restrain themselves. In fact, they should provide security for the JNC demonstrators to walk around, around wherever they are going. If it is in towns, if it is coming to parliament, they should just be provided with security. But I want also to ask the GNC and other protesters to also not provoke the police. I don't see the need of use of excessive water cannons that has chemicals. It is very wrong. I didn't see the need that should, and even using live bullets. I want to condemn and call upon independent policing oversight authority to investigate and arrest police officers who use live bullets until we have lost one of the protesters. And we empathize and sympathize with the family that lost one of our young people. And I want to assure the country that that officer, the law will be taken. And I want to appeal to the police. When the law will catch up with you, it is you alone, not with the police force or with the government. So as you go there as a police officer, as you use live bullets, as you use spray water cannons, as you injure a protester or a Kenyan, know that when the law will come, it will only come for you as a person and as an individual. So we condemn any form of excessive use by the police. And the law is very clear. I can tell you, even if the crowd is rowdy, the law even allows you to use rubber bullets, not live bullets, or to immobilize somebody. But the way you want to kill young Kenyans will not allow that in this country. And also it is illegal to abduct anybody. Yeah. We don't want to see any more abductions in this country. We don't want to go to those days where people are being abducted and being tortured. The Kenya we have today is beyond. I want to ask the police and DCI, should we have a problem with any Kenyan, including myself? Just summon me to DCI headquarters, invite me to DCIO, I write a statement. If I have an offense, if I have committed an offense, let them be taken to court. The law says arrest, write a statement, and be taken to court. But I want to ask the GNC for tomorrow. The president has extended an olive branch. Let us sit. This is our country. We don't have any other country. We know the economy is not good. We know there are no employment opportunities. But I want to ask respectfully that let us give dialogue a chance.
I have a question on that.
Yes.
You've mentioned earlier on that there is a structured way of having the dialogue.
Yes.
Let's talk about maybe the conversation that has been there online, especially after the president mentioned that we could have a sit down.
Yes.
We have people who think before they have had this dialogue, but it has not worked.
Yes.
That's why probably they have opted to get into the streets. What will you tell people who have that thought?
No, anywhere across the world, even when you look at the youth revolution in Nigeria, we need to have this conversation, because at the end of the day, even if you are protesting against a particular law, under our constitution is that it is only members of parliament who you elected who are the lawmakers. So we must sit down and agree. We cannot sit down on a street while demonstrating. But the only challenge that we have is that this GNC protest is formless. You don't know who is the leader, who to engage. I know that will be the biggest hurdle. But I want to assure anywhere across the world, even where crises are, where conflict is, even where we are seeing in Gaza and Israel, there have always been an opportunity of having a dialogue, of having negotiations. And I want to assure you also the president would want to get maybe the ideas that GNC will give the president and government will better the country. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be selfish to say the problems being faced by GNC is only GNC problems. Like unemployment, all people are facing it. Issue of bad economy is affecting our parents and everybody else. So I want to agree with you, but let us give chance a dialogue. There is always an opening in one way or another. Let us look at the brighter side. You know, they say in every cloud there is a silver lining. So I want to encourage the young people. It is good they came out. It is good they have expressed their reservations. But also, how do we transit? And I want to see young people, as we protest against the issue of taxation, I want also to see young people, I have seen them talking about corruption. I know Kenyans do not have a problem paying reasonable taxes. They only have a problem on how their taxes are being used. Like wastages, like corruption. Me, I'm the vice chairperson of Senate Public Accounts. I'm just from a meeting with the county. There is so much corruption in counties. So I want to ask Gen Zs, when you are finished with the national government addressing issues with national government, please make another visit to county governments. I want to see young people going to Kapsabet, to ask the county government and the governor what they have done with their money that is devolved. It's Isiolo, Garissa, Nairobi here. I want to see people demanding accountability up to the lowest office so that we get value for money. And I don't want ikuwe kama ile just ile, you know, I want young people wakimaliza hii. Let us also, tukimaliza ku discuss issue of taxation, we go and discuss the issue of expenditure, corruption, governance, youth involvement. And I think if we are able to discuss all those issues, we will have a better Kenya for us. For young people in leadership, we are excited because it's exciting to be in these times where the youth are trying to take charge. And my only advice to the agency, as you demonstrate, you must have an end game. I want to ask, when the issue of registration, electoral, when you register for electoral cards, you know, in the last election, many young people did not vote. If you want to see meaningful change, make sure when the IBC registration of voters starts, register as a voter, so that you can make your vote count and you can elect somebody you believe they can get into that office from any level, and you can get meaningful change. Because at the end of the day, after demonstrating, you know, like Nigeria, for example, there are 80 million voters, 10 million voted only. We have somebody who is older. Look at the Senegal. Senegal did an extremely very well. So those are challenges that I would want to ask the NZ to look into the future and look at the end game.
There are those allegations that members of parliament were given some amount to vote yes. Are those true or false?
No. I don't think from, you know, I was in parliament that day, but I didn't see any person being given 2 million. I think that is somebody overstretching their imagination. Members of parliament are people of honor and integrity, and I don't think the people voted yes. Because if you were to pay those people, 204 voted yes, time is 2 million. Where will you get such a huge amount of money? It's millions of shillings. And I don't think members of parliament can be paid to pass something that is better for Kenya. Because at the end of the day, and I want to ask Kenyans, if today you tell us don't pass finance bill, don't collect taxes, then there will be no road, there will be no water, there will be no bursary, there will be no money. For the first time, counties are going to get 400 billion. It has never happened since 2014. There will be no hiring of JSS teachers that have been doing mandamano daily. There will be no confirmation of UHC interns, which most of them are your age mates. They have never been confirmed for many years. So we need to collect these taxes so that we can able to run our budget. And also, by the way, in every 100 shillings we collect, 70 shillings goes to the public debt. Wale wanatudai, because public debt is around 10 trillion and above. So ile 100 the government collects, shilingi 70 inaenda kulipa deni. 30 ndio inagawiwa sasa basari, mabarabara, maji and all other things. So I am as a leader, I want this conversation, we do it in good faith. Let us not do it with an interest of saying so and so. I think let us come to the table and negotiate for a better Kenya. Yeah.
Tomorrow is Tuesday, we have Thursday. So are you calling on Gen Zs to just put a hold on the demos? And
yeah, I want to appeal to them, since the president yesterday said that the government and even parliament were ready to listen to them. Because personally, as a leader, I would have really wanted to get hold of issues that young people would want to raise, that we have attention as a lawmaker. And then we need also to decide, what do you want parliament to do? What do you want the executive to do? Because parliament does the law. Executive implements projects. The same to county governments. County assemblies also, they are making laws. What do governors need to do? So at the end of the day, you must, you know, there's what we call when division of labor. I don't know, it was in social studies or something, division of labor. It was a division of labor, it was a basabe. So so that you don't blame a member of parliament for not doing a road. Yet that road should be done by government. Executive. Now, you must also agree that judiciary also has its own problems. I have had many young people who are taken to court. Their cases are not heard in time. So judiciary also, the young people also might refocus in governance of judiciary, for example, because judiciary faces backlog and corruption. So how do you ensure this one goes to parliament, this one goes to judiciary, this one goes to the president, so that we don't blame each other, not knowing we are praising it in a different fora. But I want to appeal them tomorrow, kindly keep off the streets, let us negotiate, let us dialogue. But in case they come out straight, I want to ask the police. And I'm aware that the Minister of Interior will be addressing media shortly. And I know you might join your colleagues, the Fourth Estate, to kindly provide security to escort young people to demonstrate, not to provoke them, not to hurt them, not to shoot them, not to... I don't know, I've never known the story. There is somebody who was driving a horse. I'm told hiyo ni yake. Kuna mtu alienda na farasi. But I want to encourage young people, tafadhali tusiibe farasi ya polisi. Hiyo farasi ndio tumenunua na ile kodi yenu. So wakiiba farasi moja itamini tukuje tusenye kodi. So but I saw somebody running with farasi. But I'm really happy for the first time. We are having demonstration where distraction is not happening, and that is the future that is happening. I think another issue, kabla sijasahau, najua hii mambo ya school fees, especially to universities, and I know that's a major issue. We have told the CS of Education to address that issue, kwa sababu tunajua kuna watu wamepewa school fees ya 400k, 200k. We need to know how this funding ya university na colleges. Say that kama tunafanya funding, turudishe ile help, ile education loan board. For us who went to university, at least your parents could get reprieve, because higher education help ilikuwa na kulikuwa na kitu kidogo ya boom na nini. But at the end of the day, I agree that young people also have unique, especially in our universities, because most of them were supposed to join first year. Unaambiwa unafanya engineering, unaambiwa lipa so ine 400,000. 200,000. So I think that is also an elephant in the room, but that is those are things we can resolve.
Yeah. I think I have a burning question. You're a Kenyan leader, of course. Kenyans are waiting to hear from you, because generally I would say Kenyans have a problem with the fear that, okay, money or rather tax will be collected. Nitaona mali imetumika, because I've had a couple of people have the conversation that we had the finance bill 2023. Kenyans can, okay, a lot of Kenyans say we can't see much from it. Then why should we accept the finance bill 2024?
Na nilikuwa nimesema ya kwamba Biblia pia inasema, kwa sababu ndugu yangu alikuwa Biblia. Wanasema ya Kaisari mpe Kaisari, ya Mungu mpe Mungu. Kitu ambaye nataka niseme, kweli ile kodi ambayo imesanywa, wananchi wengi wanasema hawajaona maendeleo yote mashinani. Hata tunapoongea counties mingi hazijapata pesa ya kutosha ya kuwezesha wafanye zile zinaitwa devolved functions. But shida kubwa, na ninataka nirudie, ni kwa sababu ya deni la kitaifa. Nimewambia tuko na deni zaidi ya trilioni 10. Na nimesema kwa kila shilingi 100, shilingi 70 inaenda kulipa deni. Inamaanisha tunabakisha shilingi 30. Natumia tu kwa mfano kuunda malami, kuunda barabara, kupea county, kununua madawa hospitali, kupeana basari, kupeana help, kuandika wanafunzi wa JSS. So the biggest challenge is how we can be able to manage. Nafikiri kitu ambaye pia imechangia pia ni mambo ya ufisadi, mambo ya wastage. Hiyo imekuwa changamoto kubwa sana, kwa sababu tunaona wastage katika ngazi mbalimbali ya county na national. Tunaona pia ufisadi, na pia unajua sasa inatakana wala ambao wanafanya expenses ya government pia wafanyi. Kama EACC wangekuwa hatari, unajua EACC wangekuwa wanafanya kazi yao, inge discourage wala government officers from stealing. Because kama kule Japan, ukisuspectiwa tu kuwa unaiba pesa ya serikali, kwa sababu ya shame, is tunajinyonga. And I want to ask Kenyans, tukienda uchaguzi ujao, ukipata mtu ambaye ni mfisadi, usimpatie nafasi akue kiongozi. Kwa sababu tukicreate what we call public shame. Saida tukiona mtu mwenye ameiba mali ya umma, kila mtu anatoroka, inakuwa kama ni ugonjwa wa ukoma. Ilikuwa inaitwa leprosy ile wakati ya Yesu. Tunatoroka, huyo mtu will be able to fight, because when you go to Japan, kwa sababu out of shame many people commit suicide. Si ati kwa sababu atafungwa. So that is another value we need to change as a country on how to fight corruption. We can use brick and mortar, we can use the hardware, arresting people, sending them to jail, but as a society, do we welcome? Naona especially ma Gen Z na ma youth, watu wanafanya wash, wanafanya ufisadi, and people see them as people who wameendelea, they are cool people, because wanaona wanaendesha magari mingi na nini. So I think as a society also we must have our own values, right? And I want to ask Gen Z to lead this, where when you get somebody who has integrity issues, don't give that person a chance to serve at any level. Because Mahatma Gandhi said, because my brother quoted also, ukiona mtu anaiba bolt ya railway, Na siku ile utapea ofisi kubwa ataiba railway mzima. So that should be the principle on how to fight corruption, because you are not seeing that money because ya ufisadi, wastages na pia deni la kitaifa. Those are major challenges that is facing the country. But let us pray. I want to end by the quote. I think, I don't know the name of president of a US, a famous president said, don't ask what the president can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. And let us pray, if the president today succeeds, all of us succeed. So I want to ask Gen Z, as they push the government to work